Alrighty, folks. Here we are on the back nine for round 2, 2025 Cosmic Open here at Maple Hill, brought to you by MVP Disc Sports and Cosmic Disc Golf, located in New Jersey. Shout out to all of our Patreon supporters as well. Your support means the world to us. I'm Derek, and Chris is with me in the booth, rounding out our moving day. What's going on, buddy?
I think it's really been a roller coaster round for everyone but Simon. A lot of bogeys, a couple birdies sprinkled here or there.
Starting to look like a bag of Skittles on the scorecard.
I know, we need an eagle or two. So we take a look at the rest of the field. Lucas, 1 under for the round, so that's good to see. Some other people hovering around even or under. So it's going to bring us into hole 10, 377 feet. One might say it's iconic. Castle hole here, uphill, that elevation adds a lot of distance. Very hard to reach.
Something we didn't mention before is that they are constructing a new tee area for this hole. I don't think we mentioned that yet.
We did not.
You can see it in the upcoming vlog on Simon's channel a very little bit. So you want to stay tuned and follow along to see how that develops. I think some of you are going to like it. Some of you might not. I personally do enjoy it.
Yeah, so just wait for the MVP Open. You will be seeing a new tee pad here as Jessie gets all the way to the wood. He might actually be too close.
I think that's too close, generally speaking.
It's a good pull from Harry. Just missed the tree, and it does, and that's good
yeah,
as well.
That's great. That's closer than what we saw Simon make his shot on round 1.
Landon all the way over here on the right.
Very fortunate to fight through all that.
Yeah. And able to get himself inside the circle. We saw Lucas in a similar spot yesterday, but in the trees, and resulted in a bogey.
Dang. Whoa.
That's a tough putt, man. The headwind was ripping. We're right on the ridge here.
Too sharp on the angle, too, so the bottom of the flight plate just gets lifted right up. I'm wondering if maybe like a straddle for Jessie would have kind of boded a little better.
Yeah, 2 guys getting in the circle, not taking the bogey. We only saw, or birdie, sorry. We only saw 1 birdie on the day. Shout out Malcolm Cooper.
I like hearing these stats about the lone birdies and it being names we're not very familiar with too often. As we roll into hole 11, downhill all the way for the most part. General landing zone right about where we're going over now. We've seen people blast all the way past all the trees close to the mouth. Then you go slightly uphill as you enter the woods again, sloping green from left to right. It's a good opportunity to just let her rip.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly what the wind was doing here. I think it was the headwind. Yeah, it's like a right to left head coming off the ridge.
That can be dangerous from that elevation.
Yeah. 1 angle the whole way there for Landon.
That flipped to flat nicely.
Yeah, he might end up over there with Simon. Oh, that was so close to being in the perfect spot, but he might.
That angle, I think that angle might be far enough left to have it open up a little bit.
Harry said, "I don't want to hang out with you guys. I'm going to go to the other side of the fairway."
Yeah, and that's the risk. That's the risky one.
He did catch the trees on the tree line, so he did not go into the woods. So
Landon really just have a spike hyzer out of there. Hopefully he made his way to the mouth of the woods.
Looks like Harry just wants to hang out on the right side.
Yeah, gets himself pin high after 2.
That's kind of where he was yesterday.
So yeah, Jessie just left enough to kind of keep it open, but puts a little too sharp of a angle on it, catches edge when it lands. So, oh man,
very nice shot from Simon.
That's such a clean shot.
Wow. Inside the circle.
Oh, wow. Landon did not get nearly as far.
I thought he was closer to the basket up there, but that's okay. He'll take his par.
Yeah. Stress-free.
Looks like Jesse's going to do the same. Nice approach from him. And Harry almost put that in. I was going to say it took him a minute because that was not a great lie that he was at, but he gave it his all.
Probably found the one open line from there.
Yeah. So this was a half a stroke over par, middle of the pack kind of hole.
Not many playing par here.
Yeah, no.
At this course.
There's actually only one hole that plays under par. All right, hole 12. I love this hole. Par 4, 710 feet. Your first shot, I'd like to say higher up the hill is definitely better. You do not want to miss left here. Very, very tricky. There are some new trees being planted right at the mouth, which is going to make this shot even harder. And the basket you saw here on the drone is tucked over to the right in a new placement, which makes the hole trickier as well. As Simon 2 for 2 now.
Yeah, getting a big hop, getting himself into those trees. So in the future, like you said, going to be a little bit more tricky. But the way that we've seen Simon playing this, as we see Landon barely getting over, clipping something there at the end, not able to break free from the pines.
This looks pretty decent here from Jessie. Yep.
That's about as good as you can get. Maybe up, maybe forward another 30 feet, but just forcing that turnover.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's the miss you don't want. Landon definitely fortunate enough to be far enough forward to not have a lot to fight through.
Yeah, leaks over on the right side there. That's going to be tricky to get down for the par now.
So this one was a tough one for Harry. Didn't really carry a lot. It was kind of difficult for both of us to actually capture. Only gained maybe 30 to 50 feet.
Yeah, he's still... Oh, and he hits the
I forgot
basket.
about that. Oh, man.
Wow.
He's done that twice now.
Yeah.
On these save approaches, like they're like God shots. Like,
gets about to the edge of the circle.
Well. That's a tough lie for Landon for sure. Electing to go outside left.
Yeah, interesting play there.
I guess the line on the right was just a little too tight.
Simon for his birdie and just not drift to the right.
Oh, Harry goes a little deep down that little hill. He's not going to be far from where Simon is now. Oh, my mistake. I thought he went a little further.
Yeah, tough bogey there for Harry. He's starting to drop with the rest of the card. We're starting to see a race for second. Jessie with the birdie. Good job.
It's Simon's throw. 2 behind our leader.
Driving pro tip. That's a sick roll. Birdie. 1 down, 1 to go. And it just started raining.
Test of strategy, timing, and karma. Do you have what it takes? Order your game today.
Discover the difference at Disc Golf Deals USA. Get photos and actual weight of every disc, rewards with every purchase, and fast shipping. Your game, our passion. Shop now at discgolfdealsusa.com.
All right, coming in, hole 13, downhill. Honestly, this is one of my favorite holes as well. Something low speed, throw it flat. straight. You want to, honestly, the filter area is kind of that ditch there. If you miss left, that's going to be much more difficult.
Well, tough kick. Kicks him over there to the left. The left isn't the worst, but if...
I misspoke. I meant to say right. Sorry. Simon going Sky Heiser.
Yeah. Gets pretty far down there. I guess he just didn't want to mess with the wind as much. Landon said, I will do just that and throw a putter all the way down.
That's so impressive. It's a far shot.
Yeah.
Like 472 downhill, so probably about 420 playing with a putter.
Get down. That was worst case.
Yeah. Tester for sure.
Jessie was actually in a better spot than I thought.
Should be pretty stress-free for his 3. Oh, yeah, that's not a good angle.
Yeah, with the tree there, too. Right at the edge of circle. Good bounce back there from Landon. I would say that's probably definitely that and the putt shot of the days for him so far.
But that's 2 in a row for Harry now.
Yeah, Harry's starting to lose pace here. We got ourselves a 3-way tie for second. All right, hole 14. Probably the most iconic, well, never mind. I would say the most iconic water hole, but that might be 8. This one, though, absolute beauty of a hole. Really gives you the pucker factor here of just trying to get it inbounds. If you do hit the rock wall, you do advance to the drop zone. If you do not, you move to the other drop zone, which is basically throwing over the water again. So you want to make sure you at least come in contact with land over there.
Yeah, and honestly, I would say that it was still a very good shot for Landon, considering the height difference between him and the rest of the players.
Yeah,
maybe not as much arm speed as this shot blew my mind. Simon clips the tree early off the tee, maintains hyzer the whole way, and dumps into the circle.
Oh, geez. Yeah, the sun was on that side, so I was blind. I thought I was going to get hit.
That's less than ideal for Harry.
Ooh.
You do benefit from kind of that wooden plank area where it can collect discs if you play low enough.
Lay up there from Landon.
Yeah, smart.
Harry got a little close to that OB, though. It was right at that point where the rock wall, or where the wall ends.
That's such an impressive birdie. It's so crazy. Like, from it hitting that early.
Yeah.
Just goes to show how much power he's throwing with. Right after he looked at me, he said, I'm going to need to see that replay.
Yeah, I didn't even put one in the coverage.
All right, hole 15, one of my favorites here. Pretty much dead straight over the valley. Coming in at 322 feet. Plays pretty much spot on to that. Great line from Simon.
A little more drift, and he's going to end up over near that basket again. That's where he was round 1.
Yeah, you overhear him say, well, at least I'm consistent.
Jessie's going to go over there too. A little shorter, though.
We got 3 for 3, even shorter yet, I think.
Everyone's hugging that left side.
Landon says, no, I want to get there my own way. Doesn't hit anything.
Harry just needs to dig deep here and just get through the rest of this round before the wheels could possibly fall off. Pretty aggressive bid there.
Little low jumper from Landon. Let's see if Simon can regain here.
Yeah, maybe 50, 60 feet.
Like nothing. Through kind of a gap, too, between those two trees there.
Yeah, very impressive. Takes the slow walk for the delayed rewind. Matching his round from round 1. 3 under, 6 under for the tournament.
Starting to see things creep here for Harry.
Yeah, just add another one. As this came in as the easiest hole on the day, it's also the only hole to play under par at 0.04 under par. So technically under par, but not by a lot. Fans, we're making the last turn of this round 2, hole 16. Very tricky par 3, 476 feet. Feels like a whole forest between you and the basket with just it's staring right at you. A lot of different ways to get there. You can kind of throw hyzer flip and let it turn. You can go right at it with a flex shot.
I would also say something else to consider is that typically when we see this course on coverage, that red basket is not there. So it is something to have to worry about if you want that line drive play.
That was a great shot from Jessie to get all the way down there. He's going to have a look for birdie, edge of circle, just outside. As this is looking really good from Landon. Just catches one of the last trees.
Well, I was going to say, wow, didn't that get skinny? But
still drops down, decent spot for him for a birdie.
oh, man. He's got like missile coordinates or something with that
Simon.
shot.
You are so good at disc golf.
That was a good bid from Landon, too.
Yeah, he got a little farther than I thought. I thought he was a little further back.
I guess maybe it kind of just trickled. Seems like a lot of these are coming out low for Harry.
Oh.
That's frustrating. To just have like an absolute unit of a drive and for it to just spit the disc right back out at you.
Ay. Well, par frame for the boys.
So we got ourselves another empty nester. All right, hole 17. First full look here. This is the addition, so pardon. Then as we get to the closer tee box is what you're going to see. Normal, OB on the sides, slightly downhill. No elevated basket for this.
Yeah, we had to makeshift a little with the drone being here at the airport. The trees that you saw right at the mouth are gone to give you a fairway. There's also a bridge there. That is worst case. That's a bogey at best, I think. I'd be very impressed if Simon can get up and down from there. As the hole's still being worked out, there's definitely still a little bit of brush and a lot of trees between you and that gap. So
statistically, hole 17 has been the easiest hole on the course for golds for many years.
Since you and I have been coming here. That was before COVID.
And this, as we're seeing, adds a whole lot more bite to it. So I think it's a good beta test to kind of see where those stats lie for the playoff season.
Yeah. And I think it's a great hole. It was pushed back at a great spot. You can definitely still get the birdie if you pure this first line. You just need to get out there. And that's exactly what Landon did.
Yeah, it would have been nicer to have him maybe even push a little further to the left, just to open it up that much more and use the path. But you also see that, like, this doesn't have to be as difficult as a lot of these players are making it, because it's harder if you're getting aggressive. But you can throw a putter or a mid-range up the gut and play for the 4 and walk away without any injury.
And then just throw to the top of the hill on your second. And just your approach there is... Harry wanted that to flip, and I don't think it's going to. That's kind of headed to no man's land over there.
Yeah, in a cluster of trees, I believe. In fact, if I remember correctly, it got stuck in a tree. So we were looking for a little bit.
And Simon's cut rolls
to a good angle, actually. I think it might be open enough for him there.
Yeah, he might have like a hyzer shot. So Landon, probably because he just doesn't have the arm speed and distance so much, he's kind of chugging along. He's got a chance to get his par. Just needs to get to the top of the hill here.
Tough angle. That was...
Tough
I don't think that was
hole,
intended.
No. It's just a tough hole, man.
The how sharp that angle was, I think Harry probably intended on releasing that a little higher.
That was a beautiful shot there from Jessie, putting him inside the circle.
So yeah, Simon throwing third, and
yep,
nestles up. Looks like we do see him get up and down, barring anything weird. That plays the right side
for bogey, yeah.
Oh, right. You hit early. That's right.
Good putt from Harry, just inside the circle. So yeah, this was the second hardest hole behind hole 9. 1.17 over par. This came in at 5.17.
5.17.
I don't think it's a par 5 though. I don't know.
I mean, it would still be playing over par out of 5. So maybe
yeah.
it is.
Maybe it is. Both rounds so far. But nonetheless, I think it's a good change overall. I think we need people playing it. Yeah, and a little more maintenance. They're still building the fairway, so to speak.
It's only going to take one person to really master it, and then the word will spread on how to attack it. So I feel confident that these high-level elite pros are going to figure it out pretty quick.
It just adds so much more to the round here, because before it was like, all right, you're basically guaranteeing a birdie here on 17 going into 18, and now it's 17 and 18 are so crucial. So it's going to bring us into the last hole, moving day here, hole 18, par 4. Absolutely love this hole. One of the most iconic greens in disc golf.
Beautiful with the bleachers, the overhang of the deck of the sap house. Kind of an ideal spot to spectate. And this is great positioning.
Yep, Noah will be on the left side here.
Oh, yeah, I don't think we mentioned that earlier either.
They play OB in the playoff. As
Simon about an inch above that rock wall.
And just pushes it, at a perfect spot to get a birdie.
A little too turned over for Jessie, but if he wanted to play safe, he could just straight shot directly up from there. And Harry puts a move on this one. Turning you around.
He is out driving Simon. I know Simon's not going to like that. It's always Harry's goal. It's just to outdrive Simon.
It does look like Jessie's gearing up to go for it. Never crosses in.
Landon just going to lay up. Smart move here.
Yeah, and to the right spot, leaving himself wide open. Right as in correct, not directionally.
Jeez. Okay. Tap in for Simon. 6 under. Close the book. Ooh.
Those coming in hot, too.
No, good thing for the cosmic feather there.
Landing with the jumper. Chain high, just a little right. Harry chain high to the left.
This whole 0.73 over par. Always strokes to make up here on 18. Harry, though, losing another one, getting to 8. Not the best round from him. Landon, good finish there with a couple pars. Keeping him at 6 over.
With expected conditions for final round, we should expect to see maybe a little bit more scoring separation. Maybe a little more people, or closing the gap on scoring potentially.
Yeah. So we take a look. Simon just 2 bogeys on his round. Everyone else, though, hovering around 2nd place, so still a battle. It's the young gun Landon, solo 2nd going into Championship Sunday.
You're making a name for himself.
Yeah, big battle here for 2nd. Even leaks into Chace card. Lucas shooting even for the round. Shout out to him. Derek, that's going to finish us up here, bud. We have one more round at the amazing and beautiful Maple Hill.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. And if you care to help support everything that we do here at Gatekeeper Media, please consider visiting patreon.com/Gatekeeper Media.